What I'd love to do is talk with you a little bit today about your journey. You know, you're such an amazing role model for women, an incredible philanthropist, and you always bring it with such grace and humility. And what we know in our community is that ordinary women can do extraordinary things.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I love the way that you are always vulnerable and transparent, and at the same time, a true leader. You know, I never see you shrink, Deb. I see you always like bringing it and you bring it with your mojo and your mojo-licious self. So can you talk to me a little bit about your journey and, you know, whatever is comfortable for you, and tell it kind of a little bit about what compelled you to do the work that you do today?
Yes.
Because you had a very different life.
I did.
Right? You had a whole different, just like a whole different thing.
I've had 2 previous careers.
Right,
yes.
right. Like, but there's always something beautiful in the journey, right?
Yes.
It's like everything that happened for us to lead us to be into our work today.
Absolutely. And you know, I am an open book. So I love to be an open book and be transparent, because I truly believe when we share of ourselves honestly, openly, authentically, it is going to resonate with somebody.
Absolutely.
And somebody will get healed, somebody will be encouraged, somebody will have them the wherewithal within themselves to go and take their next step.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, the journey started as a child. You know, my folks divorced when I was young. My both parents got remarried. But the thing that was most impactful was my mom's second husband, and that was a home of domestic violence. And that was for 8 years. And so this whole idea of a happy childhood, or whatever illusion that was fed to us, was certainly shattered very quickly in my life. And then we're all very resourceful. And you watch kids, like little kids, super resourceful, right? They want something, they will know, they'll figure out how to get it.
That's so smart.
And I think that's a very important piece in the journey. Because a lot of times as we get older, we forget that we're resourceful because we think there's no resources, but it's the resourcefulness. So as a child, my resourcefulness, I was an early teen at this point, found out about boarding school. And I thought, ooh, this is exciting. I can get out of this crazy house to at least a place of some safety. Great. So I worked that out, got to boarding school. And, you know, since things weren't exactly happy in my younger years, I was doing some self-soothing, AKA drugs and alcohol. Yeah.
Even in boarding school, you found a way.
Of course.
You were resourceful.
Absolutely. I was resourceful. And I befriended the local drug dealer.
Wow.
Right? So, which seemed like a great thing until the very end of my freshman year, when he thought it'd be a good idea to break into my dorm and rape me. So, you know, this experience, and I do believe it all does happen for some bigger reason. It was devastating, obviously. It was the first time I'd ever had sex. It was a violation of my body, of my soul, of my spirit, and made me feel unsafe and not confident in many ways. Right? So cut to, my original career was in the film business. I went to film school, and it was only in film school when we were given the assignment to create a film about our life and a moment that impacted us, that I made this film about the rape. And it was the first time, so we're talking almost 6 years later, that I had ever shared it with anyone. And from that point on, you couldn't shut me up.
Right.
Because there was such a sense of release, a sense of power that came with, yeah, this happened to me, and I have a whole life ahead of me.
Right, and that it doesn't define me.
It does not define me.
That it informed you.
Yes.
But you've never, you know, the work that I see you do with the vagina monologues, the work I see you empowering women, it's, you know, there's a whole conversation today that can be a little bashing, and yet you always have, again, such grace about this. You always bring your story with impact, education, and no victimhood at all.